Summer is so lovely. We're having a great time being outdoors, planting our gardens, feeding birds, watching birds, listening to the birds. It's absolutely incredible. I hope you are enjoying it as well. Welcome back to Brown Bird News. Last episode, I made 2 of my own suet cakes. Yay, that was a lot of fun, and I will continue making them. I left them in the fridge until I needed them. Yesterday, I had to load my feeder, so I took one of Mark's Milk Creek suet cake, and I took one of mine, and I put them in the feeder. We left the camera rolling on the feeder to see which of the cakes was more popular. And even though we can see birds on both sides, so this is Mark's cake and this side is mine, as you can see, Mark's suet cake is a lot more popular. Oh well, I guess I'm still learning, and I need to make sure that maybe the consistency is right, the ingredients are right. As you can see, I still have a lot of beef tallow at the top, so maybe I need to add more peanuts, maybe I need to add some natural peanut butter to figure out what birds actually like the most. I hope you're experimenting with your suet blocks as well. Joy from Canada and Helen from Colorado, US asked David the same question. They're having some issues with magpies and they need some advice.
Hi Joy. Hi Helen. Although you two do not know each other, you share a common problem: how to get rid of magpies. Joy doesn't like them because their noisy behavior awakens her in the early morning, and Helen doesn't like them because they perch on her roof and poop on the windows. But both ladies do not like the magpies because of their predilection for attacking smaller birds in the yard and raiding their nests for eggs and young. Neither of them mention another undesirable characteristic: dive-bombing humans that venture near their nests. I must say they're up against a very formidable foe, mainly because magpies are close cousins to the crows and ravens, arguably the smartest birds on the planet. To deter the birds, Joy has placed shiny reflective CDs in the spruce trees where the magpies nest, constructed a scarecrow with a remotely triggered bell, and placed large cutouts of eyes. She's also removed any sources of water, including in her gutters, and any food sources. Joy even removed several nests before eggs were laid in them. None of these steps have gotten rid of the magpies. I know those fake owls are a total waste of money, but I do wonder whether frequent but irregular playing of predator calls from large hawks and falcons, and even ravens, might be effective. Not a cheap or easy solution. Joy loves her spruce trees, and I seriously doubt that she'll want to remove them or seriously trim them. Finally, I also noted on the internet that these birds may not be protected in some states and provinces, and one could probably get permission to humanely kill the birds. If one does resort to that drastic step, however, it will not be with my blessing. Anyway, this looks like a problem in need of a solution, and I can only hope that biologists are looking into it. Well, here's a new one on me. I knew that toucans could use their massive beaks to help themselves keep cool by shedding excess heat, but scientists have now learned that some birds in the wild appear to be able to do the opposite. That is, lower their bill temperature to prevent heat loss in order to preserve energy when food is scarce. A team of scientists at the University of Glasgow use thermal imaging technology to measure the body surface temperatures of great tits living in the wild during times of food shortage, as well as on captive counterparts. Shortly after the food became unavailable, the birds allowed their bills to cool. Their bill temperature remained below the normal temperature maintained when food was available, but after about an hour it began to rise. And this suggested the bird can actually control how much the bill is allowed to cool, and a possible relationship between bill cooling and reduced functionality. According to their publication in the Journal of Experimental Biology, the birds are reducing heat loss from their bill by selectively restricting blood flow well before they enter a period of starvation. In other words, when a reliable food supply is cut off, the birds are actually perceiving an energetic shortfall and taking steps to lessen the amount of energy lost to minimize the depletion of body reserves. This adaptation can come in quite handy in small birds with constantly changing winter conditions.
We often hear about negative interactions between drones and birds, but once in a while there is an interesting innovation to bring these two together, for the benefit of nature. I've shared several stories about the kakapo, New Zealand's incredible nocturnal flightless parrot that's been on the brink of extinction for the past few years, with only 211 birds left in the wild. Huge conservation efforts have been made to save these birds, including ridding the island of all the predators, but the problem now is tracking these parrots because they really don't want to be found and tend to live in places where humans have a hard time getting to. And to drones. Each surviving kakapo is now equipped with a radio tag that can be tracked by a special wildlife drone that flies over the island on a regular basis, checking out how the birds are doing. This is not only helping scientists to see what's happening to those parrots, but it's also saving them tons of money and time so they can concentrate on other efforts to help these and other endangered birds out. We all know how at risk piping plovers are because they build their nest on the edges of beaches in US and Canada, and these nests are vulnerable to predators and also humans who walk on beaches without paying any attention. But recently the piping plover has been moved from the endangered to near threatened. US Fish and Wildlife have been working really hard to educate people about how to avoid piping plovers' nests, and the hard work is paying off. They have just published statistics from 2019's breeding season, and the number of breeding piping plovers pairs is up by almost 200 comparing to the previous year. Of course, with fewer people being out and about, walking on beaches, I'm really looking forward to seeing how piping plovers do this year. What a strange contest we had, and I totally understand. Not a lot of people can draw or paint birds. I can't even connect the two dots without messing up. And as far as we can see, there were only 3 kids that entered the photo contest, so we're just going to send them the same feeder to thank them for their participation. And now let's check out the top 5 adult entries. And here's 3rd place, 2nd place, and the grand prize winner. Congratulations, everybody. Next month is shorebirds. Well, it's time to say goodbye. We're off to transplant our tomatoes. We had some really cold nights last week, so we're doing it now. Again, if you want to be one of the judges in our photo contest, just send me an email. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you in 2 weeks. Bye.